I've been building in Minecraft for almost 10 years. In fact, right here's one of my oldest builds, a steampunk factory I built in 2016. And since then, I've been building every day. But I had one problem. These builds looked incredible, but as soon as you move around or try to explore,
It don't go down.
you couldn't go very far. I needed to build bigger and better. But then I had the perfect idea.
I am Speed.
So I decided to recreate the entire Cars movie in Minecraft. This was going to be my largest and most detailed project yet, so I needed a plan. Starting with Phase 1, we need to rebuild the entire city. This means recreating almost 14 unique buildings. Phase 2 will be the most work. We need to build the Cadillac Range, Willie's Butte, the waterfall, and more. And finally, Phase 3. We're going to build every character in the Cars movie, and recreate some iconic scenes. But with that being said, let's start with Phase 1. Now before I started building anything, I actually made a mini model of the city. This was to help visualize the layout in-game. And from here, I started the first building. Yeah, that works. Okay, cool. The Radiator Springs Courthouse and Fire Department. This was the perfect structure to start off with because it was seen in every image of the city. But as I was finishing up the build, I realized that I forgot one thing. My chat actually reminded me to build the statue of Stanley right out front. I mean, I tried, man. After finishing our statue, we were done with the first building, but we still had a lot more to go. So I moved on and added basic walls with the side stores, and just down the street, I started working on Casa Della Tires. The layout of the building was kind of weird, so I started with that and added the walls and details. Oh yeah, we're getting somewhere. We do have a tower of towers here. Wait, what? Did I say that right? We have a tower of tires. So I can shout, we need to make this tire tower look nice. Oh wow, that looks really bad. The gap is too long. Bro, the gap in your teeth is too long, bro. Get the hell out of here. And after we were finished with the tire tower, we can move on to our third building. Let's start building the, what is this, Ramones I think it's called? Yeah, Ramones. That looks really damn good. Oh man, look at that. I went back and finished detailing the side stores, and we were speeding through this. But I had one big problem. I had no clue what the city actually looked like. See, almost all my references so far have been either from YouTube or Google, and it was really difficult to find anything for the actual layout. But luckily, someone in my chat sent me a link of the entire Radiator Springs in the PS3 video game. Okay, it kind of looks like shit, but that's okay. But we could see 3 buildings I was the most worried about. Flo's V8 Cafe, the Curios building, and the Cozy Cone Motel. So I started building Flo's V8 Cafe. Bro, this is gonna be really annoying to build, bro. I can already see it. So I started to work on the main structure, but here in a little bit, you'll see why I was so worried. No, it's not her. It's... Why did I just type in... Oh my god, I just typed in Twitter, bro. What the f... Man, give me a trapdoor and stuff. Okay, we have our, like, super incredibly basic shape. There's some kind of, like, weird mound on top of the roof. So I guess we gotta do that. We could start doing, like, the logo now. This could actually kind of work.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, this is not... So we have a good shape, right? But, like... This is what I was most worried about. The logo was the most detailed and recognizable part of the build. So of course I had to make sure it looked good. And this did not look good. But I had an idea. Something that we'd be using a lot of. Chat, does anyone in here know how to do block displays? Now let me quickly explain what block displays even are. Basically, it's a vanilla feature where you can turn any block into an entity. They added this feature back since 1.19, but you can only use it with command blocks. Thanks to Axiom though, this process is way easier. Now with this new tech, I can move the block wherever I want, I can stretch it, or I can make it super tall. Oh, create display entity. How do I, oh, here we go. Yo, okay, holy shit. Chat, we are cheating today. That's so cool. Okay, so you can go there. I don't know if this is gonna work. This was my first time even touching block displays. So I tried making a version of the logo only using them. And it actually looked pretty good. Hey, listen, wait, this could look really good. Okay, let's move this over. Honestly, it does look pretty good. I was pretty satisfied, so I started to work on the text. Although this time I built it using blocks and, like, bro, what the f am I building now? It looks like it says Flo's Cake. Let's try to use block displays. I mean, I really tried. But I redid the text using block displays and it looks so much better. We did the sign. That took way too long. And then here with shaders. Oh my god. That looks beautiful. I want to do the gas station stalls or whatever, right? So let's do those. The front of the build was definitely the weirdest part. The angled pillars and the odd roofs on top gave me a pretty big challenge at first. But after finishing up the stalls, we were finally done with the V8 Cafe. Even now, this might be my favorite build of the entire city. And that's because... it looks like this at night. Block displays actually glow when you put a light source inside of it. But we actually used the same technique for the next building, the Radiator Springs Curios. Starting off the foundation, it was actually pretty easy. But I knew the worst of this building was yet to come. The massive sign on top. There's one sign there. Another one right here. We have our base. If I use block displays, it's gonna take so long to do this. Oh no. I used them anyways. That looks pretty good, actually. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. What you're watching right now is just an hour of work, and we barely got any of it done. Look at that. If you want it, then we got it. Whatever you want in this store, bro, we got it. Holy shit, that took way too long right here. What else do we need? At this point, the display entities were getting super repetitive, and I needed to take a break. Triggers is done. Fuck you. Oh my god. If I build any more of any of this shit, bro, I'm going to lose my mind. You're gonna see the first Minecraft builder banned on Minecraft. On Twitch, whatever. I felt like I was going crazy. So I wanted to build something a little bit different. I'm gonna build the best Lightning Mcqueen you guys have ever seen, bro. First, we need, like, the shape of him. How about you don't build? Dude, fuck off with this. Create display entity. Boom. Oh, yeah. Look at that. What the fuck? Oh, shit. Like, the eye's a little bit smaller, you know? Oh, dude! That's Lightning Mcqueen, bro! Okay, well, what, like, we can fix it up. Look at these wheels, bro. Boom. We still need a little bit more. No. Black dye? This kind of looks like a smile. Boom. And then we'll stretch it out. Ew, dude, he's got some yellow teeth, bro. What did I just do to him? Oh, yeah, here we go. Show me them pearly whites. Yo. Come on, dude. Like, if you're seeing that, you're like, that's Lightning Mcqueen. Listen, I know we're barely halfway through the city. He does look pretty cool, though. Look at that. Okay, fine. I promise I won't make another character until phase 3. I promise. Let's just keep building. Nice. Look at that, chat. Junk. That's what you guys are. A bunch of fucking junk. Brofist. At this point, I think we were on our 3rd hour into our 2nd stream, but we made some amazing progress and it was looking great. Detailing this building was by far the most fun part, especially adding all the colors and even the trees in the background. And with the final blocks, we were done with this building, which by itself almost took 12 hours. But I can't lie, it might be a perfect replica to the one in the movie. Oh my god, look at that. Radiator Springs Curios, bro. And then right across, you have the Flo's Cafe. Oh, let's fucking go, man. And with our 2nd building done, we can move on to the final and largest building. The Cozy Cone Motel. Okay, we got a cone. What the fuck? I think this looks good right here. We can place it. Alright, let's smooth this thing out now. I used orange stained glass and redstone walls to smooth the cone out. Then I used quartz pillar for the garage texture. That kind of looks like it, right? So after I finished the awning and some of the details, we were done with our first cone. Then I tried to replicate the layout as good as possible, and it was already taking shape. Lightning Mcqueen for real. Bro, look, I actually built you. That's you. After finishing up the layout, we had one more thing. The Cozy Cone sign. Okay, we've been using a fuck ton of, like, block displays. I'm not doing block displays, trust me.
I promise I won't use block displays.
As promised, I didn't use any block displays, and I actually used banners. But then I spawned in custom player heads, and I don't know, I mean, I still think it looks pretty good. That looks so sick, actually. We're gonna see this texture right now. Should I snap my fingers and then it transitions to a texture? Boom. Yep, wait. Look at that. Oh, that looks good. That looks really good. The ground texturing looks amazing. We killed it with this. And with the final big building out of the 3, our progress was looking amazing. We're at around 50% of the entire city done. But almost a week in, I had a change of plans. We've built all this so far. And honestly, it looks a little bit boring. So, the plan for today's stream, we're going to be doing terrain. Oh, dude, I barely know how to do terrain. Good luck to me. Even though we weren't finished with the city, I felt it'd be a good time to start the terrain. And we had a lot to get done. The first thing I wanted to do was build the rock in the middle. It was the most iconic part of the entire city. And with that being said, the shape is so weird, it was actually really difficult to build. But after some trial and error, we were actually looking pretty good. So I went over and detailed and hand placed some blocks until... Oh my fucking god. Do you see... Wait, ready? Quick. You, it's why are you going all the way around? Stop! No! It's still going, it's still fucking going. Yeah, I still don't even know what happened, but that reset a lot of progress. It didn't take that long to clean up, but it was definitely annoying. Soon after, I did the RS logo and the surrounding details, and it was looking really good. Oh, load in, load in. The main rock for Radiator Springs, bro. From this far away, this build is gonna be huge. From this point forward, we had to use a mod called Distant Horizons to see the entire build. Just as a reference, this is the max render distance you can have on Java. The rock literally unloads when you get to the city. Look at it, you can barely even see the rock we just spent like 6 hours on. At this point, I realized our project was getting really big, and we had a lot of terrain left to do. This is basically what we have done so far, and this is what we need to build. So the next thing I tackled were these big cliffs. I started by making a hilly and rough terrain. Then I placed these huge cylinders for placeholders. This is gonna be for the basic shape, and then we can do a lot more. These are gonna look like actual cliffs soon. So I spent the entire stream smoothing and shaping out these massive cliffs. Most of my process was just combining Axiom tools to make it easier for me. Like, look at this. Oh, man. Okay, we're like halfway done. Do you think they rev at each other as, like, farting? Hey, we only ask the smartest questions here, bro. We're just gonna speed past this, because it's like 3 hours straight of just texturing these rocks. Oh my god. It makes this town that we've had, like, so tiny, bro. Why? Our build was looking more complete every day, and I was in a pretty good mood. The cliffs looked great and they added so much immersion. But there was a huge empty plains that I needed to fill out, and I had the perfect thing to build. Willie's Butte. How the fuck am I gonna build this? Should I have the racetrack, like, here? I can actually draw. Like that? Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, let's try to build this rock first. It was a little bit of a challenge at first just because of how weird the rock shape was. But after adding the details of the individual rocks, it was looking a little bit better. I was super happy with how this turned out, so I moved on to the surrounding area. Boom, we're done. Let's do the racetrack. Trying to shape out this weird bowl in the back was definitely the most interesting part. But even after detailing, there was one more thing missing. So this looks fucking sick. Maybe, oh, you know what? We need to build a few cactus. What if we do this, actually? Can I just... What the hell? I want to make the spacing like... Oh god, that's so many cactus. Okay, we'll just do one. Boop, boop. One right here, boop. And then here's the pit of cactus that he falls into. Kind of. Like, this is a really cool rock formation. Because we get all the details, man. We get all the details. You hear that? Bro, look at that. You can see it from Radiator Springs. And of course, a nice little break to see our progress so far. That's so sweet. The terrain alone was just 8 days worth of streaming. And we even had a few landmarks to show our progress. The sheer scale of what we had was insane. But the thing is that we hadn't fully finished Radiator Springs yet. We need like 5 more buildings, or 4 more buildings here, right? We're back in the city, basically. So I want to start building structures, bro. Okay, our original plan looks like a total mess right now. But we still have this really big empty plot of land. But luckily, we can go back to our 3D model for reference. But there was a big problem. This was starting to become less and less accurate. We had this random building here, the Ruddville Raiding Culvery. And just on the street, we had these 2 random buildings that looked the exact same. These were never in the movie. So we couldn't really use this anymore as a reference. So I just went back to using Google. And things were going pretty smoothly. This building was not that hard to make. Until I found out I was building the wrong thing. Look at this, chat, look. This is what we should have built, right? The Doc Hudson Racing Museum. But this is why it's confusing me, because they have a fucking racing museum right there, bro. What the hell is this one? Which show is that from? We've been building cars for like a month. What do you mean, what show is it from, bro? Damn it. Okay, maybe I should have kept using the model. But we can still fix it. It's not that bad. So I moved over the building, and this time I made the correct racing museum, which was originally Doc Hudson's clinic, so I got that confused. After that, I started with the surplus hut. The shaping of this one was actually pretty interesting. I used debugged walls for the corrugated metal look, and I used TNT for the American flag. Hey, look at this American flag, chat. Look at that. Holy. I hope you guys are all saluting. If you're not, I'm banning you. I finished it all up by adding the sign and some of the roof details, and we just got 3 buildings done in one stream. But we still had to finish the final 3, starting with, we're gonna build Tow Mater's junkyard. I wanted to recreate that scrap metal feel, and I think I did pretty well in this case. The sign, on the other hand, you guys kind of see it? Oh, it looked terrible, bro. What the fuck? I do not know how much longer I can do these signs for. But after I fixed it up, I moved on and built the back of the junkyard. Apparently this part is where Lightning Mcqueen was trapped in the cage, and I don't remember that at all. But after the layout was done, I finalized the detail and texture, and we were finished with the junkyard. I mean, we did kill it though. This looks dope. This looks like his junkyard, so. This is a really iconic building, but not because of how it looks, but because of who lives there. And as we know, Mater is Lightning Mcqueen's best friend. So it would make sense to build him next. Okay, fine, we also built Mater. Like, we already built Lightning Mcqueen. Dude, Tow Mater's gonna be like 10 times better. I felt pretty confident making Mater, but I had a little bit of trouble. What can we do for his eyes? Wait, your boy has an idea, man. Bro, what the hell, man? Why is this so difficult? He looks terrible. Oh my god, he looks high. Hold on, wait. Slow Mater. Alien Mater. Mater on booze. Dude, I'm gonna make you guys eat your words. Watch this, watch. Maybe if we had the teeth. Oh, what is this, man? It was not looking good so far, but I moved everything up and things got a little bit better. But even then, something was still off about it. There's something wrong with it. There's something wrong with it that I can't... Like, it looks like a puppy. It's the ender eyes. Does that look that much better? This is gonna be the crane part. After fixing the eyes and adding the final details, we had a really good Mater on our hands. Look, ready, chat? Hold on. Dude, I feel you like pick them up. Now we have two of our most iconic characters added to the build. That looks really, really good. Look at that. This is why we mine. Theater right here. We'll do it. Snap my fucking fingers, bruh. The theater was actually pretty easy to build, even though I got it wrong the first time. I don't even know how I messed up this badly, but whatever.
Why does this keep happening?
But for the last building of Radiator Springs, we need to build Fillmore's like little house thing. This looks annoying, bro. Wow. Oh my god. Fuck you, man. This one was by far the most annoying build out of all of them. Doing the sign out front and the tie-dye design, I hated it. Oh my god, it's so annoying to scale too.
What hippie shit is this?
What do you mean what hippie shit is this? That's the point of the... I think I'm building this like for fun. And after Fillmore's, we can finally say we're done with Phase 1. And we can officially mark it off on our plan. We are missing two very important parts of Phase 2 though. In some of these images, you can see these weirdly shaped rocks in the back. And of course, we have to build them. See, I wasn't lazy, I was just a little bit intimidated. So I started off by doing some basic shaping. This looks crazy, bro. Dude, holy shit, this looks like a fucking penis, man. I need to lock in, bro. Why does it look like this? These are basically massive cars textured to look like rocks. And with that in mind, it made it a little bit easier to recreate these formations. But now we have to see if it actually looks good in our terrain. 3, 2, 1. Okay, that was a little bit earlier. That kind of works, no? I was pretty satisfied, so I did some very basic texturing. Then I went back and did some more details. Honestly, I was a little bit lazy, so I just took the same model and then I retextured it like 3 more times. I was really happy with how this turned out, and it felt nice to have an extra element in the terrain. But now I can turn my attention to something I've been worried about since the beginning, which is the Cadillac range. This mountain range has been in the background since the start, and I didn't want to build them. Yeah, we gotta build these. So the plan was to build 3 variations of these rocks and then scale them up with Axiom. Boom. Oh, yes. Dude, it's huge. It looks terrible, but that's okay. So it's like this, right? I had to position these correctly because every one of these rocks is actually hitting height limit. But after getting some good placements, we can start texturing. Okay, let me lock in. We're gonna texture this entire thing. Out of the large scale texturing that we've done so far, this one's actually not even that bad. But the more interesting part was I was using Axiom to recreate that literal rocky texture, and it actually looked really good. Dude, like, look at that. I'm not even kidding you, chat. That made it so much better. And with the final additions to the terrain, I was super happy with how this turned out. Dude, it looks like some big rocks. Dude, I love it. I love it. I want to like look and appreciate it. And with Phase 2 done, we could look back at our progress so far. Except for one thing. See, when you're flying from above, the city looks kind of bad. Some terrain wasn't even filled in, the fire station had no backside, and half of the stores were completely empty. And for some reason, I still had the mini model for the beginning of the video. We have like these blocks and stuff right here. We have, you know, this terrible stuff. It doesn't look good. We have a grass block in the middle of the road. It's chaos, man. It's chaos, but we're here to fix it today. So here's a basic rundown of what I did. I added more terrain, deleted the mini model, textured the road, drank some water, textured the grass, undid the road texture and made it all blackstone. Actually, I don't really mind blackstone. Finally finished Flo's Cafe sign. Finally, bro, we actually added the 8 this time. But for the biggest change of this entire stream so far. I saw someone build Radiator Springs with normal sand, and no offense to them, but like no good. Let's try it out, bro. Replace red sand with sand. You know what I mean? I'm not a big fan of this at all. Maybe with shaders? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should, but you know what? I don't know, actually. Should I keep it like this? I don't know, actually. I don't mind it. Like, the more I look at it, chat, I'm not gonna lie, the more I kind of like it. It actually makes the background pop out more. I think I like the sand, actually. Now, when I did this, I got so many comments telling me to switch it back. But even months later, I still prefer normal sand. Just let me add some more stuff to it. Alright, I think it's time to do the trees, though. Radiator Springs is gonna turn into a jungle, bro. Watch this. Honestly, at this point in the build, I wasn't feeling too confident about how it looked. It honestly felt really empty, but I had a realization that all we needed were trees. So I built a few oak trees, and they were already coming together. And I saved this detail for last since they were usually surrounding the buildings. We built a shit ton today, bro. And then with almost 100 hours into this project so far, we can finally say we're done with Phase 2. This was already my most expansive and detailed project ever. And with every single building done, I didn't know what else to build. But I had a realization. The city doesn't really feel alive. I mean, sure, we have Lightning Mcqueen and Mater, but I think we need more characters. Also the scenes. And the plan is to build each character where they live in the city. This means we had around 14 cars to fully recreate. But to start it off, let's go to the Cozy Cone Motel and start building Sally. Now, I tried using normal blocks at first, and it didn't really work out. Oh, she is really, like, okay, the car is really curvy. So I gave in and used block displays again. And if I wanted to keep it in scale, this was definitely the better change. you know what? Hey, she's looking, you know what I mean? Like, kind of, things were definitely getting better, especially adding the eyes and fixing the windshield up. And having McQueen next to her helped a lot for scale. One of my favorite details was adding our own Porsche logo, which is basically a magma spawn egg flipped with an iron horse armor inside. And of course, we used glow like in the add our tramp stamp. Bro, look at that. Come on now, come on. Sally and Lightning McQueen. Boom, shaders. Her headlights even work too, look at that. And you have a little Porsche emblem right there, the Porsche emblem. Ooh. I can't lie, this character looks a lot better than Lightning McQueen. But after we were finished with our third character, it was time to go all the way down to Casa della Tires to work on Luigi and Guido. And with our first one being Guido, he was so small that I could just use block displays for the entire thing. One of my favorite details was using candles as the arms of the forklift. Honestly, that's not even that bad, hold on. Now we can just grab the entire thing. Look, dude, he's driving. Whoa, well now he's flying. I do have to make the other guy. Maybe yellow concrete? For some reason, when I was building Luigi, my chat couldn't agree with what block he was. And that would give me some really stupid suggestions. Bro, bamboo would look like shit. Why do we think about bamboo? Y'all want to see bamboo? Nice, dude. Nice. But by the end of it, I stuck with yellow concrete powder. But after finishing that little Fiat badge at the front, we were finished with our two cars. They're chilling, bro. They're at where they work, and they're smiling. Because guess what? We just fucking built them. Ooh, two of them. They look cute, thank you. And just across the street, I started working on one of my favorite characters. We can put Ramon's like right here. I just want a bright purple, beautiful purple concrete. The build started off strong, but I was worried about a few key details. Like, how do I do his mustache right here? Look at that. Maybe black candle. Ooh, this could be it. Oh, hell. Like, do you guys kind of see it? I kind of see it. I kind of see it, right? I have an idea for the grill. Oh my god, wait. Do you guys see? Hold on. Look at that. This pattern right here. Boom. Crypto trapdoor. And to finalize everything, I added blaze powder for the livery and music disc for the wheels. And it looks pretty good. Oh, that's not Fillmore, shit. That's Ramon. Hold on, wait, I want to see what shaders now. Please look good with shaders, please. Ooh, wait, Ramon in front of Ramon's, dude. I don't know what I meant when I said this. But after finishing Ramon, we can go to our next car. Okay, Flo is where it's gonna be really annoying. We might be cooked here, I'm not gonna lie. We might need to use Prismarin. In order to really capture her shape here, we had to use display entities for her body. But one of my favorite details were building her fins in the back with the taillights.
Smash for real.
Okay, chill out, bro. Oh, that looks nice with shaders with the glowing cafe. Wait, hold on. I love the sign. The sign is so clean. But for our 9th character, we can go all the way down the road to the fire station. Dude, this was actually the first building that we ever made, you know? Okay, red. Give me red. Since the fire truck was pretty large in the movie, I built this with block displays and full blocks. This allowed me to do some pretty cool details like adding stairs and a blast furnace on the inside. I think we're done. That's not bad, actually. I mean, that's the fire truck. Oh, we need to do his flowers. I almost forgot. Oh, yeah.
Nico, are you going to add the abandoned
Shut up,
area?
bro. Shaders! Oh, with shaders it looks so nice. Look at that. And with our 9th character done, I actually wanted to move out of the city for this next one. Because I had a pretty important scene in mind that I wanted to build. I want to make Doc Hudson and Lightning McQueen race here. Dude, blue terracotta will match I've never seen more of a Doc Hudson color than this. With Doc Hudson being such an important character, we needed to make sure he looked good. But even with block displays, it was still really difficult. Okay, smooth it out like this. Boom. Stretch it out. Boom. This is a lot harder because there's a lot more detail on Doc Hudson than there is on Sally. For the previous cars, I didn't want to use that many block displays because I wanted to keep it a little bit vanilla. But with how complicated the characters started getting, I had to let loose a little bit. But after this change in mindset, I'd almost say we nailed his look here. You should add smoke on the back of the cars. I don't know what I could do for that. Let me see. What if I picked like brown stained glass? Oh, look at this. Ooh, wait. Wait, hold on. Shaders. Oh, that looks really cool. Dude, that looks really cool. Doc Hudson and not Radiator Springs. Doc Hudson and Lightning McQueen, bro. I also did put him in the city next to his clinic. I was really happy with how he turned out, but I needed 3 more characters to finish all of the cars in the city. So I started with the sheriff. I want to try and get like 3 characters done today. Where should we put him though? Like maybe here? Now you may be thinking to yourself, how are we going to make this car this time? Honestly, I just turned Doc Hudson into black concrete. Boom. Even though this saved a lot of time, we still had to redo a few details. Like changing the wheels and adding the sheriff badge on the side. A bell for the logo could go crazy actually, hold on. Now that we were adding the details and changing the bumper, it was really coming together. But there was one detail I had my eye on since the beginning, which was the siren on top.
Redstone torch, please try.
I've already got an idea in my head, bro. Stop. Just watch. Look at this. Boom, we make it smaller, but just a little bit larger than this. Look at that, bro. Look at that. See, nobody in here could have told me. Okay, I'll try it out. I'll try out a damn redstone torch, bro. Redstone. Oh, shit. It might actually be better. Oh, it looks better. Okay, fine. You won, bro. I'm not even mad. Okay, fine. Sometimes chat might have good ideas. Let's just keep building. Okay, who's next? Who's next? Our next character actually has their own house this time. So we can start building Fillmore in this weird den thing. But honestly, we didn't start off too strong. You gotta work on your... What the fuck am I making, man? Okay, maybe... You know what? Hold on. Full reset. I actually did the same thing as the fire truck and mixed block displays and blocks. Also, I thought it'd be better if we moved into the VA cafe. I need you guys to trust the process right now. He looks like a worm, but like... Are we not looking... It's kind of looking good. It's kind of looking good. Building a Volkswagen van at this scale was super difficult, especially when it has its own livery. But for our first side, we didn't do that bad for the details. Okay, other side, other side. No, I don't want to do the other side, bro. I don't want to do a rainbow, dude. It's fine, it's fine. I already have an idea for the rainbow. Watch this, chat, watch. Candle. Okay, what colors are in the rainbow, chat? Red, yellow. Why is it already in order? What the fuck? Okay, green. This is going to be a lot easier than I thought. Never mind. Do you actually know the colors of the rainbow? Of course I do. Ready? Roy G. Biv, bro. Red, orange, yellow, green. Well, I mean, it's every color, bro. It's a fucking gradient, man. Watch. This is how we make a rainbow, chat. One of my favorite details here was actually making the Volkswagen logo. Also, we made his eyes super red. I think we're done with this. That's actually not bad. Whatever. We need to do the Jeep. Sarge was small enough to build out of block displays, but honestly, it was a little bit boring. But I did a really cool combination of sunflowers and candles to make that army emblem. That's not bad, bro. That's not bad at all. At this point, the city was feeling so much more alive. And with 14 characters done, I can't lie, using block displays all the time was getting a little bit boring. But lucky for us, I made a promise at the start of the video. I had 3 super iconic scenes that I wanted to recreate. So flying back past Radiator Springs, the Big Rock, and the Cadillac Range was the perfect spot for the waterfall. But not just the waterfall. I wanted to recreate that classic scene of Sally driving across the bridge. I also wanted to build the road leading up to it and the Wheelwell Motel. This was going to be a lot. Because I've been using Axiom so much, I could do large-scale terrain like this so much faster. Constantly moving back and forth, switching references from the movie to in-game, it got really confusing at times. But despite that fact, I was determined to finish this area. Yeah, this is how it's gonna look, chat. It's gonna look exactly like this. This was incredibly ambitious, especially since this was my first time even building a waterfall. But after getting a pretty good shape, it was time for the most important part. I think we kind of got something here. Air... And then give me like white stained glass. Texture was going to make or break this entire build, so I had to make sure it looked really good. Honestly, I was kind of struggling. If I was with Sally, bro, and she showed me this shit, I'm driving off the edge. Doing a waterfall at this scale was not easy, but after a lot of trial and error with stained glass, we actually made it work. Everything was really coming together, especially after texturing the rocks. We're basically done with like the general shape of this already. We need to do the trees now for the waterfall. Since building pine trees aren't too difficult, I was able to crack out 3 trees of different sizes. I used dark prismarine and warped fence gates to help detail the shape. Then it was time to test. How would this forest look hypothetically with these 3 trees? Ooh, that's not bad actually. Look at that, chat. Look at, dude, that looks so cool. We gotta add this on the cliffs. After seeing the terrain with the trees, I was so happy with how this was turning out. We just need to detail everything now. But man, what a fucking sight, bro. Actually crazy. On day 4, I'd finally got around to detailing the road. I finished the bridge and worked on the road leading up to the waterfall. Day 5 seemed pretty boring, but arguably was the most important part. Spending most of my day adding rocks, shrubs, and dry grass made the entire area feel so alive. And finally, after 6 days, we were done with the waterfall. The scale of this area was huge, but we weren't even done yet. Because just down the road, we need a place for the Wheelwell Motel. So I got to work and did even more terrain. After creating a flat area, it was time to start the motel. And making a wheel at this large of a scale was honestly pretty difficult. But after I was satisfied, it was time to do the car itself. This process was actually pretty similar to the one that we did in Phase 2. Then it was time to add the details and the trees surrounding the entire area. And then to finish everything off, I did block displays for the sign itself. And with that, we were done with our first scene with Sally. And now we can put Sally on the bridge. Boom, and then I put Sally right here. Look at that, dude. She's driving across the bridge. And what is she doing in ours? What? Like that? Boom! This entire extension took almost 9 days of streaming. And I was so proud of this new area. We built Dock Hudson. We finished the Wheel 1 Motel. We made a little forest here. What more can you ask for, dude? Look at this. But we still had one more scene with Sally to recreate. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's the pattern that we need to recreate. Maybe I'll do it in the eyes, actually. Should we put it in the eyes? Ugh. Dude, what the fuck am I making, bro? This is actually... Oh, God, bro. What is this, man? What is this? We had a lot of this area basically done. I want to fly back all the way over here, and we want to do the highway now. Now, we've had this highway here for a while already, but there's really nothing around it. Until I had the amazing idea of building the tuners. Oh, and Mack. How am I gonna build this? There's no way I can actually do this. Doesn't the orange one, like, he sneezes, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah, see? I know ball. So the plan here was to basically build Mack and then have the 4 tuners surround him. This was gonna be really annoying. Oh, dude, how the fuck am I gonna build Mack here? Given this was the biggest character we have so far, I was pretty intimidated at first. We could do the eyes now. I'm gonna use McQueen's eyes. Oh, wait, that actually already looks good. Wait, what the wait. Why does Pig Step look just like the Rust Easy logo? I don't know if I'm crazy for this. Am I crazy? But now it was time to move on to the trailer, which I was pretty worried about. Because of how detailed the liveries are, it was really difficult. Honestly, the livery wasn't similar at all to the one in the movie, but I was still very proud of what we did. Have you guys ever built something in Minecraft and you just wanna kiss it, bro? Oh my god, dude, that's how passionate I am about Minecraft, dude. I then spent the rest of the stream building more terrain, just to make it feel more natural. But now we were finished with Mack. We also added Lightning Mcqueen slipping out of the trailer. And honestly, this is easily my cleanest character so far. But we still need to build the 4 tuners. Okay, you know, wait, I can work with this. Wait, I can work with this. Okay. We'll start with the orange one first then. I wanted to match the style of Mack, so at first I used only blocks. But honestly, I got too difficult. How am I gonna do this? Bro. Oh, dude, what the fuck am I making? Okay, I reset again and used block displays. So I rebuilt it with a more accurate tilt or a squat. And then for the most fun part, the details. We need the engine popping out. Oh my god. The anvil. I'm not a car guy, so bear with me. I love the idea of using an anvil as the blower and a cauldron as the belt. Then on the side, I used candles and fire blocks for the exhaust. Listen, chat, you know what? An hour and 18 minutes in, boom, we did our first fucking car. Not bad, bro. I think we make the blue one now, the hatchback. I already have an idea. I think we're gonna do Lapis. Because of how blocky the car is, it was the easiest one out of the 4 tuners. But the back part was kind of scary because of the weird speaker setup, but it actually turned out pretty good by using music discs. With 2 characters already done, this stream was going by pretty fast. Except we had one issue. Is this blue guy in the middle usually, when they make him fall asleep? I think we messed up the order. And then this one is over here. Yeah, just like that. Orange is on the left of Mack. Thanks, bro. Yes, he's on the left. Or do you mean left as in here? This is right. What? What do you mean this is right? Orange is left in direction of travel. So he's on here? Orange is your left. Oh, fuck this chat, bro. Everyone's left, right, up, down. Orange is in my ass, bro. Everything is happening, bro. It didn't take that long to fix, but chat was not helping. Now there's gonna be a worrying part here. We gotta build more cars. Look at this mother sucker, bro. This car also had some really cool details. To recreate the purple flames, I used amethyst clusters. Then I made him stance by adding prismarine blocks for the wheels. And of course, some blaze powder. And for his super tall wing, I made a pretty clean version of just using banners. Then I added lime stained glass for that neon effect, and we were already done with our 3rd car. Dude, look. Oh my god, it's actually coming together so nicely. Oh, chat, all we need is one more car. I can do this. Now, it's going by pretty fast, but this was already 4 hours into one stream, and we only had one car left. So I started building the last tuner. He also happened to be the curviest one out of the 4. So I used magenta terracotta for the basic shape, and then I used gray wool to make the carbon fiber hood. The back was a little annoying since I needed 3 nitrous tanks and a massive wing. But we got it in the end, and after adding some lights, we were done with our 4th tuner. Oh yeah, and I closed Mack's eyelids. There you go. There, that's him sleepy. Oh my god, okay. I'm done with this. Oh, we fucking did it, bro. Oh my god. Shaders! Oh my god. And of course at night they glow like crazy. Honestly, comparing this scene to Lightning Mcqueen in the beginning, it shows how much we've improved with block displays. Oh yeah, and this is how far we are from the actual city. You can barely see the waterfall we worked on earlier. And for the last scene I wanted to build, we had to go down the highway to an open area I already had prepared.
That's Frank.
I'm not gonna watch the entire movie, chill out. Let's get red terracotta. Start with the base. Okay, I know I said Mack was the biggest, but this is the biggest one that we've done so far. How are we gonna do the eyes? We need to make him angry. Wait. How the fuck do I make a nose ring? Wait. Could I do a grindstone? Yo, am I not cooking? After detailing the face, it was time to work on the backside, which was actually really annoying to find. You can see me redo the layout like 3 times here. I mean, hey, that's Frank. Look at that. We gotta make the tractors, though, the tractors. The tractors were a little bit annoying, but the most annoying part was putting them on their backs. This actually looks fine. I'm chill with this, but we need to make a now we need to make a version of it on its back. How the fuck are we gonna do that? I have an idea. Rotate 0 degrees, Y direction. There. 3. Carry the moon. Okay. That kind of actually worked. After I cleaned up the tractors, I started the field, and I preemptively made a path to make it look like the scene was already happening. Then it was time to place the tractors in and start texturing the road, which was a mixture of coarse dirt and farmland. And then you can barely see on the right some trees that I added. Not bad, but time set night. Ooh, wait, that's fun. His headlights actually are glowing crazy right now, no? I tried my best to keep it vanilla by adding full blocks and block displays, and honestly it worked out. But now we were done with our third and final scene, and I can finally do this. But one last thing, we were still missing some builds. Let's just call it a fun little bonus phase, starting actually with the oldest character in the Cars movie. How the fuck do we build this? Don't say smash. I think mud might be the best, let's see. These final additions were honestly very impulsive and last minute. Because I was streaming on Twitch and uploading all my progress on TikTok and Instagram, a lot of people were commenting what I should build next. Look at this. I'm carrying her ass now. Boom. That is the last character, by the way. And now we're done. Now Lizzie is technically our final character done, but we're still missing Bessie. I didn't really include Bessie as a character because it's just a thing that he pulls. But a lot of people were asking for her in the comments, so I decided to build it anyways. It was pretty fun to build her, and I really like adding the campfire for the moving steam. Then I pasted McQueen and Bessie into the actual city and added a ruined road this time, which honestly added a really nice texture. I unintentionally added Doc Hudson surveying the entire scene, which was pretty fun. And for the absolute final detail, we also added the traffic light, which I was going to make blink, but I ran out of time during the stream. But finally, after a recorded 150 hours of streaming on Twitch, and basically 4 months of editing this video, I was done. I am incredibly proud to show you guys my biggest project yet. And of course, you can download this entire build on Patreon for $5. If you made it this far into the video, I really hope you enjoyed. This was my first ever video, and I really appreciate everyone in my Discord for dealing with all my lies. This video was supposed to come out in early January. Oh, and one more thing, here's a little teaser for the next project.